Here. Today I want to show you the new version of RasPiSound that is able to control and to configure the RasPiSound card via a modern webUI simply through your browser. So I showed this on my Getaway, which has also a DMD and a pin to DMD installed, and boots up the RasPiSound quite soon.
Version 1.24. Sound set 1. Mode wPC.
As soon as it has started up, you can simply use your browser, go to a website called Getaway in my case. So this is the local name of the machine's IP address. The port is always 31008, and as soon as the website opens, you have a control for all the configuration stuff and a home page pointing you to each and every direction where you can get more information, documentation, the latest firmware. You can easily download the latest log file, so in case of a debugging session where you need to get information about logs, you can just open the log and see what was done in the latest session. Very simple. Either open it in the browser or download it to a local file so you can send it over to me if needed. There is a possibility to record a session, so when you play a game you can remote control the recording, starting and stopping the recording. You can later on playback a session. You can play around and configure with all the sound effects installed on the RasPiSound, and you can also change the global configuration, like, attract mode needs to be stopped in order that you can hear me still. And you can also configure the global configuration with the various switches, if you want to have a boot sound, if you want to announce the version, stuff like that. And you see always the version that is installed actually. There's always some context help, so as soon as you hover with a mouse over one of these controls, it actually shows you what is meant with the various configuration switches. So when you go on the sound section, you can see the actual sound set that is loaded. You can switch to a different one, let's say to the second one, load it.
Sound set 2.
And try some sound, one of the background musics. Or one of the jingles, one of the voices as well. And you can adjust the volume settings. So for instance, if shift is maybe 2, let's make this a little bit lower. So if shift sounds too low, you can simply adjust voice gain and introduce ducking for voice so that the background music will be dimmed while the voice call out is playing, so that the call out comes better overall as before. You can even control the details, like if you pull out the details for this shift gear sound, you have the possibility to add multiple voice or sound effects for that, meaning you can let RasPiSound choose each time it plays a sound. It will be randomly choose one of them. You can control a custom gain, especially for this sound effect, to make it louder or lower, and you can control commands sending out via serial interface to maybe control and serial media server, or if you have a shaker connected, you can make the shaker run for, let's say, 100 milliseconds when the sound gets played. You can also test it immediately. So if you now click at play and look at the machine over here, it's not so easy to see. Maybe we make it a little bit more, like 200. Again, play, and then I go with my hand over here, so you can see the thing is moving. This all can be tested immediately. Also, you can remove one of the sound effects. You can make them preload automatically, or you can even load, add and remove whole sound sets over here with this type of control. So if I go load another sound set, this is the one with the U2 sounds in. That sounds a little bit different. You can also start a recording, like I do now, and I will start now. Recording is started. Play a session, and I come back to you when I played the session. For now, let's say starting the session.
Shift gears. Shift gears.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in a court of law.
So, and after the session, I can stop the recording and then download the recording to my local computer. So as soon as the sound stops, I can upload my recording and listen how it's actually was recorded. So I load up the captured file and start the playback. And now the real machine starts to playback my whole session.
Shift gears. Shift gears.
You can of course also control the volume. So if this is too loud, you can hold it down. So other than that, you can restart the whole system. This is necessary sometimes when you change something in the configuration.
1.24 sound set. 3 mode WPC.
For instance, when you switch off saying version, in contrast to just now, save this configuration, and then after restart it does not say the version announcement in the beginning anymore.
Sound set. 3 mode WPC.
You can also reduce the log level if the system is fully configured. Reduce the log level of error, for instance, so it can save writes on the SD card, which makes the SD card stay longer. So you can also configure other stuff like the serial interface, the parameters of the serial interface, switch the new sound interface for I2S on, and all the stuff you can normally do with the files. everything is in here in the webUI. Very easy to use, very comfortable, and also especially the adjustments regarding the various sound sets are very easy now to do in the webUI. Also very nice looking is when you have the full screen view on a tablet, where you can do all the same cool stuff that I showed you on the main computer. So if you configure sounds, you'll be able to play back something, stop it, configure sounds like I showed before. And play it on the real machine, which is really nice. So having the tablet at hand, you can really easily configure the system while it's running on the machine. Nothing easier than that. So this is it for now. I hope you like it, and you can do a lot of cool stuff with the new webUI, and I expect more to come. Thank you for watching.